And it says you are alive, which you are. We are.
Hey, crow friend
Speak truth
and
with
potty
love.
mouth.
Hey, potty mouth mama, crow friend. What's happening? A lot, apparently.
Yeah.
At an inconvenient time for us. But that's okay.
Monday night is now like a happening night.
I wonder who started that. Thank you, Next. Hello, you got gapped. What's up? How are you guys doing? Oh my gosh. It's interesting to see the days, how they get consumed. And things change as summer hits. I mean, with Rona,
Yeah.
it's hard to gauge things too. But hi girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm really curious what the summer is going to be like,
Yeah.
especially in the South, because in the
Hi, sweet
South,
wheat.
the cases of corona are actually increasing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Potty mouth, no rush. Hi, sweet wheat. Welcome in. My goodness. Is that Lanky Tor? Hi, Lanky Tor.
Hey, Lanky.
We're going to see if we gather a few people in here, give people a few minutes to saunter in. I know there's a lot.
So sometimes, we individually are not really participating in streams, which which we've explained many times. So I won't explain that again. But sometimes we go into a stream as Lurkers Logic,
Mm-hmm.
and we put our little peeping, lurking emoji in there,
Right.
just as a, hey, we're here, we're watching kind of
Yeah.
thing. And Lanky Tor always says hi back.
Of
Always.
course. Of course. It's hard to catch that tag too because there is an apostrophe in the lurkers, and if people are on their phones, they're typing it out. So yeah, but it's pretty cute. And it's a courtesy, right? To let people know that you're in there lurking. You're
Yeah.
not going to be typing. And, I have heard recently, I've heard some people crack on lurkers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I've heard some comments. I've heard rumblings. Not cracking on lurkers, like us lurking specifically, but
Oh, I
why
thought you
are
were going
you?
to say that people were cracking on us. I
I'm
wanted to
sorry.
hear it.
No, I haven't. I haven't. No, I've just heard people complain about people that lurk and don't chat and just ignore it. That's my advice. Just ignore
Yeah.
it. Just
Yeah.
lurk away. Because they need the look. We like having numbers. Don't let anybody fool you. And you know what? I hear someone walking.
What?
I heard someone walking. Ooh, I hear
Um,
someone trying to get into somewhere.
yeah, one of my cats is banging on the door. So
Okay.
hopefully
Aw.
he will stop it.
Yeah, the eyeballs are cute. I can't take any credit for that.
I thought you were
Did
going to
you
say
type it
that
out?
people have been cracking on us, and I
No,
wanted to laugh, but
not yet. Not yet. I'm
hey,
sure
Sally.
it's an option. Hey, Sally, it's an option. It'll be an option. Wow. We picked Monday thinking it wasn't going to be too busy, but lately people have stuff to say on a Monday night. With that being said, we
We
might
got
as
stuff
well.
to say on a Monday
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. So we should probably just say briefly our disclaimer is that we're not relevant. We know we're not relevant. Hi, Nadia's kitchen, or is it? It's Nada's kitchen. I
Yeah.
remember from a long time ago. Anyway, our disclaimer is we're not relevant, and we know it. We don't have everything figured out. We're just trying to figure things out using logic. We might get it wrong, so disagreement with our views is welcome. But also, we're not here to promote other channels or spread any hate to other channels. If any channels are mentioned, keep that in mind. Everyone in this chat is free to express their views, and the views of the chat do not necessarily reflect the views of the people on the panel. And that is me, Eritrea, and Speak Truth with Love here. Yeah, that's a mouthful, girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because, sometimes we're not specific about who we're talking about. You can say whatever you want in the chat. Please do. Because we do not take responsibility for what people say in the chat.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Remy D.
And
what
I think that
is
really
wrong
is
with
her.
that image? I know, but look at how messed up she had to make the font.
Yeah.
My God.
Can I just say something? Because this happened earlier today.
Yeah.
If you see a Remy in the chat, don't start yelling at the Remy for what they're saying, because it's probably not her.
So many clones, dude.
That happened earlier today, and someone just told Remy off, and it was like, hello, we all know that Remy has like 50
8 million
clones out there.
And only God knows why.
Yeah. Poor Remy.
I know. Nada's Kitchen says, you're supposed to tell people you're lurking. I lurk 90% of the time. Hearing creators say, I better not see you on this channel or that channel makes me think it's none of their dang business. I would say I agree with that comment. Yes. I feel like
Poor
lurking too,
Remy.
says Linky Tor. I don't know what's happening most of the time. Well, it can be hard to keep up with. Let's see what Remy said here. Remy said, yeah.
She's joking around. She's like, yeah, poor me. It does suck, though. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Someone's got lots of time. But that being said, we don't. We try to keep this pretty brief so you guys can hang out, hopefully give your opinion, and remember what the stream started about. Some of these 6, 8, 9, 10-hour streams, I can't remember what they were talking about when they started. So, yeah.
Yeah, when there's a stream that long, there's no real takeaway, know. And that is one thing that we want to do is just, we don't want to stream so long that you can't even, there's no takeaway, So hopefully there will be a takeaway, as I call it.
What were these bitches talking about?
Hey, Breaking the Silence.
Hey there.
We were lurking in your stream earlier today.
Yes, indeedy.
She's asking, Remy, was that you in my chat?
Yeah.
That's the question that everyone has. Was that you, Remy? Probably not.
You can usually tell when it's really Remy as opposed to when it's not. In fact, I can always tell, but it depends on the subject matter. If the subject matter is upsetting to you that you're covering, you might not be in the moment. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I think Remy knows that too. Oh, hot topic, man.
Breaking the Silence says, I always have to go unblock Remy after a live. Yeah, I've heard that. That's the new thing.
So on that note, we have the real Remy here and the real BTS. And we had a couple things that we want to talk about, and we'll kind of stay within our normal confines here. But thank you guys for coming in and um, for sticking with us, even though there's lots of other things you could be doing. Thanks for spending your time here. That being said, we wanted to talk about basically the title, what inspired the title of this week's show or this week's stream is do you really care? Or,
Why do you care so
why
much?
do you care so much, rather?
Yeah. Because especially this past week, there are people on here that say the meanest stuff to people. And I think people should be exposed for saying disgusting things. Because if I'm going to participate, which I don't currently, but
Right.
if I am, I want to know who to associate with, and whose streams that I don't want anything to do with because they say disgusting things to people. So
Fine.
I want to say that up front. Like I think that it is good to expose creators, especially I guess subs too, exposing their bad behavior. I think that's a good thing to do. I always have. I've always liked to, to see someone be exposed for doing things that they should not be doing.
So define what you mean by exposed, because we've talked about looking people up, right? We talked about this kind of stuff.
I'm talking about saying disgusting things to people, like just being nasty to people.
So are we talking about calling out bad behavior, pointing out bad behavior?
Well, we're talking about this past week, and it's not just this past week. It happens probably every week.
Yeah.
Someone says something really mean, and just something that most people find socially unacceptable stuff to say to people. And I think that it should be talked about. But to what extent is kind of what you and I always talk about. Because like I don't say much about myself publicly, and neither do you.
Right.
Because people will use it against you.
Everything you say. Yeah.
And they'll judge you instead of listening to what you have to say. That's another reason why I don't say much about myself or my beliefs or whatever, because people will just tune you out.
Yeah.
And so but the main reason is because it's just not a safe thing to do on this platform, is to say much about your personal life
here. In general, exactly.
But I was actually going to say something personal about myself because of this conversation. That's going to surprise you.
Yeah, a little bit.
When I was growing up, I was poor, and people made fun of me.
Yeah. Same, girl. Same. I can relate.
Yeah. I was bullied because of being poor. But I learned.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it's sad, but kids will do that. They'll just make fun of you for, well, they'll make fun of you for anything,
Anything that doesn't fit what,
But apparently,
what other people are doing, or,
apparently adults on YouTube have the same mentality. But anyway, but I learned that what they thought about me had no bearing on my life.
Right.
And it had no bearing on who I could become. And so, and the people that bullied me and made fun of me, I don't even know any of those people anymore.
Right. And you wouldn't, of course.
So who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah, I learned at a young age to not care if people make fun of me. especially for things that I can't control. When you're a kid, you can't control if you're poor or not.
Right.
So I feel like I have a really thick skin.
You
Um,
do. You do.
and you do too. Um, and actually, though, when my friends make fun of me, I think it's hilarious. Like it cracks me up when it just doesn't even bother me whether you're a friend or not if you make fun of me.
Yeah. You'll either think
And
it's funny or you'll think or you won't think it's funny. Like, but not I don't think that's funny in like an attacking way, like, oh, that was a nice attempt at trying to be funny. That's been my experience with you. Is you'll either think it's funny or you won't react. It's weird.
well, and I like to laugh at people. I laugh at people
Yeah.
just like everybody else. There
Right.
is a female creator in this community
Uh-oh.
that is very prideful. She
Okay.
is really proud of herself in every aspect of herself. Okay. And
Mhm.
so, because of that, I laugh at her flaws. And
Yeah.
so does everybody else. Okay.
Yeah.
So, full disclosure, I laugh at people sometimes. Um, but I just don't care, and I understand that not everyone's like me. Like some people get upset when people make fun of them. I'm not one of those people. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I have to admit that there have been things that were said about me that I had to stop and think, is that a true statement?
what?
Just there have been a variety of things that were said about me over the course of time, over the course of the last year on YouTube, where I had to stop and think, is that true? I don't want to go through what they were, but I had to stop and think, is it true? And a couple of them were mind boggling to me because they were things that were said that I never knew to be true of myself. Uh, and so, yeah, it took me like a couple things took me, I was taken aback, I should say.
Yeah,
But I didn't I didn't cry. Like I wasn't upset the way that you would expect somebody to be upset or the way the person was trying to make me upset by saying the bad thing, right? And I think that's almost the same as not caring because I can't I remember asking myself a couple times, am I supposed to care about this?
yeah,
And my answer has always been, why would I? Why would I care what that person thought or said? It wasn't like I ever had a relationship with them. I never met them. They don't know my background. They don't know my history. They don't know my brain. They don't understand my career. They don't know me.
right.
There's no connection. And so that really helped me get used to that group of people saying offhanded and off color and most of the time pretty mean things. Like pretty mean shit. The goal
Yeah,
is usually to make someone cry. And
right.
they'll say it. They'll tell you straight up, I'm going to make a person cry. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that was said this week
Mhm.
that someone wanted to make someone cry.
And I mean, if that's what the goal is, that's what the goal is. I'm a fan of believing who people me who they are the first time I'm gonna believe them. It's not gonna take me like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 or 12 months necessarily to understand the concept of who the person is, unless it's a choice. That being said, I usually don't really care that much. I have to ask myself. There have been moments where I had to try to force myself to care about what someone was saying.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I had to check in with people and go, wait, am I supposed to care about what I just heard? I've actually had to ask that question because I couldn't. So the question is, why do you care about what strangers say?
Yeah, I mean, when we're, talking about these streams or listening to these streams, we always just go, why do they care so much?
Yeah.
And why do they let words on YouTube affect them so much?
Yeah.
And we're talking about some pretty mean stuff though, right? Like
Yeah. Dirty, dirty.
making fun I mean this
Mm.
week it was making fun of someone's family tragedy.
Yeah.
There were some people that aren't really in this community, but they kind of are because we're like three communities kind of mixed together.
Uh-huh.
There were some women that came on a stream from our community into this community, and they were saying someone was making fun of my children. Sometimes it's making fun of someone's personal struggles with their weight or their
Mm.
looks or their health.
Yeah.
But this week it was making fun of someone's children and making fun of a family tragedy.
Hmm. Um, Nadia's Kitchen said, haha, I am a nobody and no one knows anything about me. I keep saying Nadia. It's Nada. I know it is. Sorry.
It's Nada.
And nobody knows anything, but I had someone making comments about me, but I have no idea why and where they got this crazy info. It was almost out of body, LOL, weird. Yeah, that's how it feels because you're like, wait a minute, they're saying something from a place of, I don't know, like authority, like they know, but they don't. They don't know.
Well, and talking about someone's kids, right? We know that you're not supposed to talk about kids on here. But there's going to be people that do it, and they're doing it just to upset you. That's their goal, is to make you upset.
Well, and that's the other side of it is that, with anything that people say on here, the more you react, the more, power it gives the person that's doing the bad thing. And we can't break the habit. As a whole, we haven't been able to break that habit of continually responding. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be allowed to go on their channel and defend themselves and clear up any inaccuracies, right? People use the term lying on me. Okay. Lying about them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Like, what is the best way to handle it, right? Without taking the bait, right? Because they're just baiting you to try to get you upset.
okay.
And that's exactly what they want you to do.
It is.
Now, I do want to say, if someone accuses you of a crime, which that was discussed this week, I won't say what the crime was, right? Because I don't want to say that word. But if someone accuses you of a crime, that's different. Okay. I'm talking about if someone makes fun of you. Don't let it cause you emotional distress and
Yeah.
and don't let it upset you. There was a creator this week that had, someone make fun of a family tragedy that she experienced, and she said that she did not let it upset her, and that's good. I'm glad that she said that. She's like, I'm not letting this upset me, but it
Yeah.
did seem to affect her emotionally at times. Despite the fact that she said it didn't.
Well, a lot of times it'll upset the people that like you on here more than it'll really upset you. That
Yeah.
happens too.
Well, that is what happened this
Yeah.
week, is that everyone was upset for her.
Mm-hmm.
And, and
And
I
understandably
was
so.
upset for her too,
Right.
But the best thing to do, I think, this is just my opinion, the best thing to do is just expose it and move on.
Keep
And
it moving.
don't let people see you all upset, because
Yep.
that's what they want. I think that the best thing to do would be to say, I want people to know that such and such creator said this.
Yep.
And it shows what kind of person they are. And that's it. And just expose it and let people decide whether or not they want to associate with someone that says disgusting stuff on here.
Right. Yeah, just show it every time. I just wanted to point out real quick. You got Gap says she used to be intimidated by me.
You are intimidating.
But never where
Eritrea.
it hurt her. She said, I just wasn't sure how to take your humor. Now I like you so very much. I'm not intimidated at all. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm sorry. I don't, that's crazy.
I can't tell you how many times people have said that to me,
Really?
that they did not know how to take my humor
Yeah.
when they first met me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's sweet. I mean, that they would tell you. I'm grateful that she said something. Hi, Amanda Ray.
Yeah. So apparently my first impression is not a good one.
Right. What do you mean you were intimidating? What did you were intimidated by what? What'd I do? Oh my goodness. I'm kind of working my way through comments here because that's surprising to me that people would say that. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody to feel intimidated, but I got nothing but love, man. But it seemed like the chat, just for the record here, thought that was good advice. At least Crow Friend says good advice. You got Gap came through and said, then be done. Like you've exposed it, then basically be done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. In my opinion, that's the best way to handle it.
And Linky Tor is still afraid of me, she says. I'm scared. Okay.
And look, right? I mean, I have not experienced on here what they've experienced. And so,
yeah.
I understand that, it's easier said than done to just move on, and don't get upset. I understand that it's easier said than done. Can you read Remy's comment? Because I'll screw it up.
Yeah, Remy says, speak truth. I was asked privately by someone if I said something about them. I said no, I never have. I was then told, F you stupid bee. No clue if the truth wasn't what they wanted or I just don't know. Okay, so basically what she's saying is someone asked her privately if she made a particular comment and she said no, she never did. And then they said, well, fuck you, stupid bitch. So she thinks that they may have wanted her to lie and say they said the things she didn't say. Either that or she just has no clue why they even bothered asking because it didn't seem like they wanted to hear the truth. That's what it sounds like she's saying. Crow Friend says, what gets to me is the stigma surrounding mental illness is very present in YouTube. Yeah, it is. Nada's Kitchen wants to know, so is the title for creator, subs, or both? Everybody, anybody participating. Because people will come here and do that. Oh, here comes Kiki. People will come here and aim comments like Nada's Kitchen said at her or at, whoever. Remy is not regularly going live or anything like that on her own channel, and someone's asking her stuff. So it pretty much goes for, I think, anybody alive, right?
I've seen lots of subs get attacked. People that have never been on a panel.
Well, and that's a good point, Nada. It does give views, right? When you're under attack, you'll get views, and people will try to. They want to see the shit show, or the argument, or the resolution, or whatever it is they're there for. They want to see the drama, and it does gain views, and it'll garner sympathy. Yep. So in that, on that side, it can be a profitable experience. But, let's say that you don't like a certain creator. If that's the case, don't give them a way to make money off you. You know what I mean? Don't give them a way to expose how horrible you are. But that's my 2 cents.
The best thing to do is don't tell anyone anything about yourself. I mean, we all have stuff that someone who's mean could make fun of. Everybody
Mhm.
does, you know?
Yep. Yep, for sure. Let's see. So you got Gap said, to be fair, I wasn't sure how the person, a lot of the time I get judged that way awfully, and your sense of humor doesn't show in typing either. Yeah, and that happens a lot too. Sometimes people will mean a particular thing in a comment and it just doesn't come through the same way as it would if you were speaking it. Hi, Mario. Welcome
Mario,
in.
she says, keep your circle real small.
Mm,
Yeah, it's sad that, you feel like you can't, if you don't talk about, it's hard to connect with people, and that's why people start, saying stuff about themselves, their personal life because they want to connect with other people. And it's sad that you kind of can't do that on here unless
yeah.
you don't mind if somebody goes after you and they make fun of you for it and you can handle it, then it's fine. Then
Mm,
say whatever you want to say. Um, but if you can't handle it, then you just can't talk about yourself,
mm-hmm.
and it is hard to connect with people that way.
It is. It is. It'll shut things down. It'll make you less interesting. It makes me a lot more boring, I'll tell you that. It does. It just does. Hey, Donna's Crafty Creations, welcome in. Yeah, I wasn't sure. There's still stuff going on. Your circle's aligned, Potty Mouth Mama. Glad to see you, Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Nada's Kitchen. I've talked to a few people on YouTube that I wish I could actually make friends with, but YouTube scares the crap out of me. I think it should right now. I think it kind of should. I think there's a happy balance, you know.
Wait, who said that?
Nada's Kitchen. I remember Nada from a long time ago too in another creator stream. Um,
Yeah, I don't see
mhm,
her in other chats, so she
mhm,
must be a lurker
mhm.
like
I think she's
us.
careful. You know, she's smart. But then you have to ask yourself, why be in such a toxic environment? I mean, it's a valid question and I asking myself that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I might need to take a break.
Yeah, sometimes people do need to take breaks.
I don't know. Because it's warm outside and I can go swimming and stuff.
Beautiful, yeah. And most of us, okay, I'm just gonna say, most of us, even if we have a membership on the channel, if we're not going live and doing drama, we ain't getting paid, girl. It's a little bit of money every now and then. We're not getting paid. So we're doing this because for fun. I mean, basically. So as soon as it stops being fun, nobody's gonna want to do it anymore. And sometimes I think that's the goal. Sometimes I think it's the goal is to ruin your fun. So, it's kind of like your mama used to say when you're a little kid or your daddy would tell whoever, maybe it was your grandmama. Ignore them. It's hard. It can be hard. It can be hard.
Oh, thanks, Crow Friend. That's a nice thing to say.
It is. It's a very kind thing to say. We get good comments.
She said, what did she say? I needed to hear this reasonable discussion. Hopefully we are being reasonable. We try to
Yeah,
be
hopefully.
reasonable, but we
Hello,
could be
Saloon.
wrong.
Yeah.
That's the thing is we're not
Yeah,
always right.
if we're irrational, tell us. Mario says I made a friend in real life on here that we actually see each other. I don't see that
That's
being
cool.
outside of the realm of possibility. I just see that being very unlikely for most situations. So, yeah, I think it takes a special two kind of people. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
we are dealing with a lot of different personality types on here. I'll leave it at that.
You mean personality disorders?
There's a lot
Oh,
of
no,
freaking, yeah,
types. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. There's a lot of that. There is a lot of personality disorder.
I know. I know.
It's not like we can diagnose it because we're not
No.
medical doctors that you know of, but maybe we
Yeah,
are.
that you know of.
Oh my goodness.
That would be funny if we were both psychologists, but we didn't want anyone to know.
Gosh dang it. And I was just getting ready to change my channel name and expose it. Nada's Kitchen said, I think it's hilarious as hell just being honest. I'm on my feet all day, walk for hours and hours, have my Bluetooth earphones on, and just listen as she explores life and you enjoy it. That is you know what? That's the classic sign of a lurker right there. You got stuff to do.
Yep.
You're detached from the situation. You have no emotional involvement. And you're just here for the entertainment. YouTube is supposed to be entertaining. Dang it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Next. Crow Friend says, I never wanted to mix money with YouTube. I'm not a member to anything. No offense to anyone. You know what? No one should ever be offended by that, Crow Friend. Mm-mm. It's yeah, nobody should be offended by that. In theory, we're supposed to make money off ad revenue, or not. Um, Nada's Kitchen said, I would love to have a friend that I could talk to about this crazy train because my real life friends would think I'm a nutter listening to the silliness. Yeah, they do. They actually think you're a nutter.
Yeah, I was
Don't
gonna
tell
say,
anyone.
don't tell them.
Yeah, don't tell.
Don't don't shatter their image of you.
Unless you have
Just
more than
don't tell.
100,000 Twitter followers, don't share the stream, okay? No, I'm just kidding. Well, there is some batshit crazy type stuff going on here. I just have to say.
She says it's like watching a TV show and no one to talk about it. You can't
Yeah,
share.
you can't compare notes like, oh, did you see the thing that Johnny did when Bobby had his back turned? And then Sissy came up and just pulled the rug right out from under him. Damn. Nope. No armchair quarterbacking for you with your friends.
Yeah, Remy's afraid if she tells her friends about it that they'll have her committed. So,
Is that
yeah.
what she said?
She said she almost got herself a padded room.
That's great. Of course, Crow Friend. That's how everybody should treat you. Just you being there is payment enough. You tried explaining. Yeah. Sorry, Remy. I have feelings right now about this Remy clone stuff that I'm trying to ignore. Nada's Kitchen says exactly. Oh,
Why? Are you afraid that it's not the real Remy?
no, it is. It is. I could tell it
I
is.
know. I know it is.
I
I'm
just
kidding.
I have yeah, these clones. Sloan Wallace says, "Yeah, you can. LOL. My mom knows all about the YouTube drama. Ha ha ha." Well, you have a special mom. And there are creators on here that they bring their moms into this mix. Today is my mom's birthday. If she were alive, she would probably still beat my ass for coming on here. So I wouldn't be able to tell her.
She'd be like, go do something with your life.
You're like,
Why are you listening?
yeah, why?
But can I say, in our defense, like, most of us don't watch television, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of stupid stuff on television.
Girl.
A
And
lot.
can we just say professional sports?
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
No offense to all you Red Sox fans or whatever that got to miss your season. Because I do think that sucks. Hi, Melly C. Melly C says, I already wish I didn't share what I watched with my daughter. Her shade is rough. One thing they already went through, the whole Michael Jackson passing thing. I went all in and completely invested. Michael Jackson. You might have to explain that a little bit because that happened a what? You know what? The anniversary of Michael Jackson's death coming up, by the way, on Thursday. Don't forget. It's a very special day. Not because of
Yeah.
him, but because of me. I'm just kidding.
I had it marked on my calendar, Michael Jackson's death. I guess I should change that.
Well, tell me what day you wrote it down for.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I don't mark deaths on my calendar.
Thank you. Next said, I
Especially
once
his.
tried it. No, I was at work. Okay. And my best friend calls me up and says, did Michael Jackson seriously just die on your birthday?
Who
That's
said
how
that?
my best friend in life
Uh-huh.
called me and said, oh my God, did Michael Jackson just die on your birthday? Seriously.
How dare he?
That's how she was saying happy birthday. I was like, well, hello to you too, asshole.
I don't think he did it on purpose, okay?
Right.
So,
Thank you. Next says, I once tried explaining this all to my husband and he cut me off after the second sentence. Well, good. I mean, not good, but good. Actually, I never been, Crow Friend said, actually, I never been treated differently, but I just felt like saying it. I never want to donate or anything with money here. It keeps it simple, no favoritism, no scams. Yep. Whatever works for you, man. Sloan Wallace, it is like Jerry Springer. It is. There's a reason why those shows were successful. Yes. Did you answer the question? Why do you care so much? Donna's Crafty Creations wants to know, did you answer the questions? Why do you care so much? So that question wasn't for us. It's for everybody else because I don't care.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
Speak Truth with Love doesn't care. I mean, at the end of the day, you kind of care a little bit, but most of the time I have to ask myself, do I care about this? And when I ask myself, no, I never have. I haven't been able to say yes once.
And can I just say something about the statement, I couldn't care less? I think you said that a second ago.
Yeah.
It's I could not care less. It's not I could care less.
Right. That's why I say
a creator in this community that says I could care less, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Someone needs to help her.
Well, that's why I say I couldn't care less because I can't bring myself to say I could care less. Because if I could care less, then I care a lot, probably.
Exactly.
If I couldn't care less, then there's no amount of less that would be more than how much I care now. Does that make sense?
Yes. The expression is I couldn't care less.
Right. Now that we've
Not
cleared that
I
one up.
could care less.
I'm sorry, Millie C. And they're chanting Jerry. Thank you, Tor, Jerry Bees. Melly C says that's her deceased sister's birthday as well. That's terrible. I'm sorry. And now they want Jerry Beads, Crow Friend. You could care a lot, and there is money in caring. There is. And each their own.
So
On
do you
that
want to
note,
talk about the other thing that we had talked about, maybe talking about?
yes. Let's
Okay.
talk about that other thing that we talked about. Maybe we talk about if we could talk about it. And let's see if
It's
we're able
kind
to
of a
talk about it.
downer. It's a downer too.
I don't think it's a downer. I think it's relevant, and I hope
Yeah.
that nobody's too offended or anything. But yeah, we should talk about it a little bit. I
Yeah,
think it's on people's minds.
we're just asking questions, right? With this topic. But so
And maybe giving an opinion. Oh, well, I don't know about this topic. We're asking this one.
yeah. So there is a creator that again, like some people would argue that he's not in our community, but he is, because this is like true crime, drama, boy, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a conglomeration, right, of communities. So there's a creator that that's had multiple strokes, and seems to be, his personality seems to be a little bit affected by that, which I've heard is, kind of, something that can
Common.
happen.
Yeah.
When you have stroke. So his personality is a little off lately. And he was very agitated, streaming the other day. And apparently he was also intoxicated. That's what everyone said. I don't know how they knew. I don't know if he said I drank a lot or what, or if it was just obvious from his behavior. But he was really upset, and he's got a lot going on with the strokes and the being upset about
It's
being
kind of an assumption that he may have a lot of things going on that are different than they may have been a year ago. I would say that, right?
Yeah.
And there was a comment that he may have been inebriated. More than one comment.
Yeah. And so there was a stream that was started with
And
his
Donna, by the way, Donna's Crafty Creation, sorry to interrupt you, says he was not drinking.
Okay.
And I kind of felt that too, but in any case.
See, I was sure that he was drinking because that's what everybody was saying. I didn't see anyone say that he wasn't. I saw everyone saying that he was. So that was what I was thinking, that he was. And so he was called, kind of called to another stream, right? Because his name was in the title of the stream. Yeah.
And you might get alerted to that.
Yeah. And it was kind of, for him to kind of be confronted about some things.
Yeah.
And to me, he just seemed very compromised at that time. And because I thought he was drunk. Okay.
Yeah.
I did. And agitated and dealing with some after effects of having strokes. And so it just made me really uncomfortable because I was thinking, and in the creators of the stream that, that kind of was beckoning him with their title, they thought he was drunk too. At some point during their stream, they thought he was drunk, and they were saying, like, drink some water and stuff like that. But
drink some water in an attempt to like de-escalate the possibility that he may have been uncomfortable or escalated, right? Like to try to calm things down a little, right?
Yeah. They were definitely trying to de-escalate things. For sure. And they do deserve credit for that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you said that, because they do. But I just was so uncomfortable about it. And I just felt like, is this really a good time? Because this guy he's got something going on with him right now. And so it was just really cringy for me. I just felt like, should maybe he be confronted after he's calmed down and maybe sobered up, and because I don't want to see the guy end up in the hospital again, you know?
Yeah, and it's hard when you're like, if you're in that situation, it's difficult, right? Because you have people that want to address something, right? And they may or may not know what is going on with that person in that particular moment. So, as far as they're concerned, they don't know that that's happening. So, I think under optimal circumstances, the people running the stream, of course, they probably wouldn't pick that time for that. But once you get going and you see these things, then there's a decision maybe that has to be made.
And
And it can be hard.
Thank you next makes a really good point. She says, so does he just continue going off on his stream like he was doing prior? And that's
Mm-hmm.
true. Like he was, you know, agitated on his own stream. So maybe
Yeah.
they felt like, well, what's the difference if he's over here agitated on our stream?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, he's going to be streaming
Agitated and going
agitated,
off.
So yeah, that's a really good point. I'm glad she said that.
Me too. Me too. So
Yeah, so that's what we were just curious. I just was cringing the whole time, and I was just curious, what the chat thought about it, if they watched it.
yeah, so there was a lot of stuff that was said. And of course I can't remember shit about it that was said. A couple things that stick out to me I don't really want to go over. But again, thank you next. Says he went off on Wendy for 2 hours yesterday, was watching a stream today. So I don't know the answer, but I feel bad. I feel for everyone. I felt bad for everyone involved in that situation too. Because it's very, very awkward and it's hard. It's hard because I feel like if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. I feel like they were trying to make things better.
Mm-hmm.
And work out an agreement, but it wasn't done in the amount of time that he thought was appropriate, probably because his discernment is different than theirs. And then things kept escalating from there. And hopefully everybody can come to a resolution.
Right. That was their goal,
Mm-hmm.
was to have a resolution.
That's just such a difficult situation. That it can make it, I probably made people on both sides of that argument very uncomfortable, right? Because people have friends in those communities and it's like, oh my gosh. But I'd like to think that I would kill it. I would end it. But it's hard to say until you're in that position. And I don't have that many people in my chat. And that's the other thing, Linky Tours, not everybody knows every detail. These are things that go back a long way in time, and we don't all know the people. Linky Tour says, I don't know the folks he was exchanging words with. I don't really either.
Sally says, to me, he wasn't drunk at all. I have seen him nutters before, and there was no difference between now and then. In fact, to me, he was worse in the past. Just a thought.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Thank you,
Opinions,
Sally.
for sure. And Potty Mouth Mama says maybe she should watch YouTube because she has no idea.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know. To me, he seems different after his strokes.
Yeah. And I've heard people say that too. It's just it's so hard, man, because it's the whole it's really difficult because we've had this happen in our community before where people are actually ill and they've said that they're ill, right? And
Yeah.
they've just been complete a-holes to people
Yeah.
under the guise that they're dying or something. And
Yep.
so at what point do you say, okay, well, you're dying, right? Like me. How long do I put up with you being an asshole to me? It's that's a really tough spot. I've seen some people that I like and people that I don't really care for too much in that spot. But uh yeah, there is a lot of history. There's a lot of history that we don't know about. But
Yeah.
in the moment, there's so many people new to that situation that people may have felt uncomfortable and maybe we're the only ones. Maybe you're the only one that felt uncomfortable.
Yep. That wouldn't surprise me.
But I don't think that's the case. I think that it's a difficult situation all the way around. You just love the music you would play, but no drama. Wait, chat about cooking. You're so funny, Lanky Tor.
Yeah, I mean, he used to just play music. He played Rihanna, almost every time he went live. Everybody
Yeah.
enjoyed that. Um,
Hi, Captain
he
Obvious.
was just calm and chill, and I don't know. I don't know what happened, but
Yeah. Well, hopefully
hopefully,
people are able to work stuff out and hopefully he's okay because that situation can get continually health wise can get continually worse. In my life, I've seen people get continually worse, and any excitement is not good for them.
yeah,
But he
yeah.
is making choices.
I just don't want the guy to end up in the hospital again. Lanky says that she felt very uncomfortable. Thank you, Lanky. So it wasn't just me.
It was not, yeah. Speak Truth with Love says, thank you for bringing this up. I think it's an important conversation to have. Yeah. Oh, he's an awesome cook. See, Lanky Tor said, you're like, you don't. Lanky Tor knows everything, girl. She watches, listens. Crow Friend says, I'm uncomfortable about it. Many people are hurt. I don't know if there's a resolution other than walking away, which can be complicated on YouTube. It can, especially when some of these communications are happening outside of YouTube. T conversations, a lot of them are happening outside of YouTube and not on live stream. So it's like, and then you have interpersonal relationships and people make friends and then they break up and then they go back and then yeah, it gets real deep for, some people. Well, it looks like we have some opinions on that. Some people did feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and overall, I think the sentiment is just that it is a complicated situation, and it can be rock and a hard place for the person that intended on things going a different direction than they went.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It didn't work out.
yeah, and you never go into things thinking, well, this isn't going to work out. This is going to blow up in my face. And
so let's do it anyway.
well, Sally Spencer is about the only one that wasn't uncomfortable at all. There you have it. What's up, Sin? How are you doing? So, on that note, thank you guys for your sentiments on that. And I'm going to hand off to a little segment that I like to call We're Trying.
We are.
We're trying.
Yeah, we try to have kind of a kudos at the end of our streams, to give credit for people that, do something or say something positive or beneficial. And So, this week there wasn't any one particular thing that stood out. So, but
We're trying.
but but one thing that I noticed, or we both noticed this, is that there were some relaxing, kind of fun, chit chatty streams in between all the streams about people being really nasty.
Yes, girl, yes. I
there
tried.
were there were some nice streams, that were enjoyable and weren't stress inducing.
Right.
Um, and those streams were Eritrea, Jenny Jen Jen, Hello Starlight, Carla and Company. Diane had some family vloggers on one of her streams.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura did a crime stream. So yeah. So kudos to everyone.
Yay.
And
We're
and and I
trying.
think I left out Marsha White Sharky. She had some, kind of relaxing
I think
streams
she
as
did
well.
a kind of like current events, what's happening in the world, like, and then also Science Girl did
Oh
a
yeah, Science
stream
Girl.
talking about how she was going to be creating non-drama content going forward. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't like all arguing and all people being nasty to each other. So that was good, in between all the drama streams.
Yeah, I think so. Did someone say positive and beneficial? Yes, Ash just said that. But I wanted to read Nada's Kitchen. Oh my gosh, I want to call her Nadia so bad. Nada's Kitchen says, my positive is this. Thank you for your stream. It's the only place I feel comfortable chatting. You're both awesome and your subs are amazing. Thank you. Well, you're one of those people, so you're amazing, Nada. But yeah, it's getting difficult sometimes. But you have to be able to find a silver lining, right? Because even if it's just that, you know, a few people didn't fight or something,
Well,
it's
and
something positive.
it was just streams where, people were laughing and talking about interesting
Mhm.
subjects,
Mhm.
which is nice. It's a nice change of pace sometimes.
Yes. Yes. It is. I can't argue with people anymore. Whatever, Ash. Ash is over here coughing. You better go get yourself a test, girl. Lanky Tortoise says we're trying. Sounds like weird science. I had a totally different jingle in my head, but hey, I'll take Danny Elfman any day. I'll take Danny Elfman any day. Dude's a genius. That's Oingo Boingo, in case anybody needs to know. Hey Michelle, you are late. You are late. But that's okay. That's all right. We've been yammering for like an hour now. Hi, Blaze Fairchild. They say once you hit rock bottom, it's time to go to rehab. For what? The Potty Mouth Mama says Marsha had a good true crime stream. Loved it.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So there are people still doing cases, or theoretically, well, no, in practice, they're actually doing the thing that they said they came here to do, which is what I did encourage one person that nobody likes at all, that I did like at one particular moment for a month. I did encourage her to go back to doing, and apparently she's trying, but I don't know. Not very. We'll see. So on that note, let's
Yeah,
see.
I mean, sometimes I have to take a break even from true crime because, it gets kind of depressing. People senselessly killing innocent people is really sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need a break, and especially when children are murdered. I have a hard time even paying attention to those
Yeah.
cases anymore. I used to be able to watch it, but now I'm like, nah, I don't even need to focus on
Yeah.
something that horrible. It makes me sad.
I unfortunately wasn't in 1993 paying any attention to the news because I was living my life. And this person, they're like, "What do you mean you don't know West Memphis 3?" So now I've officially watched everything on West Memphis 3. The guys have served over 20 years in jail, got released, and now I know about it. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm often late to the party on those types of things because I never watched TV back in the day. Blaze Fairchild thinks that people are tired of fighting and want change. I keep thinking that too. Uh, but are they really? I hope so. I think some people are. And we all like a little bit of drama, a little bit of that lurking around in the dopamine hit that we get off, the shit shows and all that. But at the end of the day, when it starts getting too real, Michelle says, I don't care for true crime. I used to watch First 48, but I don't even watch that now. That can get really repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
I love that show too back in the olden days. It was a crazy case, giggles, and they still don't know who did it. My favorite murder. Yeah. So, I mean, people here, a lot of people are in here because we met through true crime channels and things like that. It brings you down to, Michelle says.
Oh, thank you. Next says, it's been a very nice, calm, and relaxing stream. I'm grateful to have this place to hang out at. There are so many great people in here, and it's rare when everyone in chat is a kind and positive person.
It is. And
Yes,
that's how
thank you,
you know.
chat.
Yeah. That's how you know that you don't have a ton of people in.
Yeah.
We have a certain subset chatting.
Yeah, the thing is, thank you, next, is that everyone, no, I'm just kidding. If we had some people from the other streams, there might be some fighting in here.
I heard someone say in a stream the other day, I don't need mods to do this. I don't need mods to do that. People don't do this and that in my stream. And, uh, I can relate to that. Like, it depends. The less escalated your overall emotion is, a lot of times the less escalated your chat is, although you never ever know who's out there. You never know who's out there listening and watching the
Yeah.
chat and stuff. So there's that. But to end on a
I I
mhm.
need mods. Like I cannot. There's no way that I can. I mean, just I'm trying to listen to you
Yeah.
and think and read the chat. If I were modding at the same time,
Mhm.
the creators that can do that,
Mhm.
they're very talented,
Thank
in my
you.
opinion.
Thank you so much. Blaze
Yeah,
Fairchild
you.
says, I'm not really into drama and watch Diane when her shows have a guest or theme. Plain drama is what Blaze is not into. Sorry, you were going to say about me?
I was gonna say you and Wendy she is
Wendy's a machine.
amazing.
Yeah.
I cannot get over it.
And you know what? I will say this too. I'll tag on to the kudos about Wendy on this one. I will say, and it's every time, it's all the time. It's not just this week. She's not being paranoid about it. That is pure experience and
Mm-hmm.
wisdom. It's wisdom, your gut feeling, and experience. That's what Wendy is. Win-win in a chat. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Her gut is
Yeah.
pretty right on.
Mm-hmm. Wait, sorry, I just missed what Captain Obvious says. I've been going down the cult doc rabbit hole. Oh gosh. Yeah. Those go really, really, really deep too. Okay, let's see. Sin said, I'm often the only mod on Wayne's AM mixing streams over 150 people, and you don't really have to do shit. No, yeah. I mean, a live mix stream like that, no. Nobody wants to mess with those guys. You know, they have a craft they're doing. They're yeah, they're hanging out. Everybody's there because they're friendly. And if they're there to hate on someone, it won't get them far. See, that's the difference. They would be ostracized from the community, like in a heartbeat. They can have a bad attitude, but they got to keep it to themselves because if they spread it around too much, it gets to the wrong person, girl. They will be ostracized. Um, Michelle says she used to think drama was made up and they were scheming together behind the scenes until I joined Discord. Do you know how many times I've heard that? I've heard that a lot. I used to hear that a lot before. I've heard that a lot before.
Can you answer Nada's Kitchen's question about Discord?
Okay. I don't even know how to join Discord channel, says Nada's Kitchen. Is it only for certain people or members or patrons? I have no clue. I have Discord, but never used it. Okay. So Discord, why do you have it if you never used it? Did you join it because other people were using it and talking about it?
Joined it, but you have to receive an invite to join someone's Discord server.
Well, you actually don't. You can join Discord and create a Discord account, and that's what I'm wondering if maybe that's what she did.
You can create your own server,
right,
and invite people to it,
right. So yeah, I mean, in order to talk with other people that may have said, "Hey, Nada's Kitchen, join us on Discord," they need to send you a link and all that good stuff. And so that's how some people hook up. Like some of us are in a Discord together because we're initially invited as part of a group. I'm in other Discords that you guys would never in a million years be interested in. That Sin is in, by the way, too. That are focused around a craft. There are people in here that they might be, I don't know, knitters or, sleuths or whatever. They might be in like true crime things or crafty type Discords. But yeah, it's just basically a place where people gather and chat. Some people who have Patreons make that one of the perks of having a Patreon is you could be part of their, super secret squirrel group, which would be a closed Discord, right? And you've heard it's for games. It started off for gamers. Yeah, primarily when I was running Lanky Tour, when I was running Discord servers, they were for gamers. It was for just, all of us to be able to play a game together and talk. I hear a cat meowing very loud.
Yeah.
Someone's calling you.
He's breaking down the door. Too.
Blaze Fairchild wants to know, what do you think about the join buttons? We have trolls who have joined, and once they do join, you can't block them, right? We talked a little bit about the join buttons a couple streams ago. You're not supposed to refuse business. I'll just put it that way. You're not supposed to refuse business, but also YouTube has an obligation to allow people to protect their channel, so it can get a little muddy. There's a lot of stuff you're not supposed to do when you're a creator with the join button that I see people doing.
Potty Mouth Mama wants to know why we skipped her comment, and it's on purpose. I skipped it on purpose. She said we should start a Lurkers Logic Discord.
Yeah, she's trying to get me screwed right now. She's trying to create another job for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to be the administrator of that Discord, Potty Mouth Mama?
Yeah, and Michelle can help you out. She said that's a good idea.
Yeah, Michelle, you've got a new job.
Nada's Kitchen. I should start a kitchen Discord. We can share cooking talk. Pete, that's a thing. Anything that you can do if you want to be in a group of like-minded individuals, that's a thing. Absolutely. That's what it's for.
If Eritrea and I start a Discord, it's going to be a gardening Discord, okay?
You guys are only going to hear about tomatoes. You have a Discord, Andy Cruz. What is it? I thought we were in your Discord.
I think we might be in a Discord with Andy Cruz Pod Trash.
That's not his Discord. You could have cooking drama. Yes, it would all center around a crock pot, right, Linky Tor? Secret squirrel. There's a lot of secret squirrel. It wasn't Kiki, Linky Tor. It wasn't Kiki. On that note, I'm probably behind on comments here, but you'll have to forgive me. I think Speak Truth of Love is being beckoned by a little four-legged creature.
A little tuxedo wearing hellion cat. He does not like to be denied. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up because it's not going to get any better as far as my cat.
Same thing, Michelle. My tomatoes are not growing either, and I have to sort that out. Neither are Potty Mouth Mamas. Andy Cruz Pod Trash says Pod Trash Discord. No, but you can find me and send me a link. You know where to find me, Andy Cruz. Okay, so we'll wrap this up so that the hellion, Kiki is an idiot. Thank you, next. Not your words, the words of Speak Truth with Love. Yeah. And she calls herself a friend. But in any case, so we'll go ahead and wrap this up so this cat can stop beating her up. And did we have any closing remarks, final thoughts?
You have to read Giggle's last remark.
Okay, let's see. Giggle says, Lurker's Logic Discord. Fuck you, my tomato is better than yours, bitch. Yeah, you wouldn't say that in the Discord. You would talk in the Discord about your live stream was going to be about how you were going to roast someone else for not having as good of a tomato as you. You see, this is how the scheming works. Just kidding. I'm not scheming. That's a good one, though. Well, folks, since these ladies are finishing up, my time to go. All right. Much love.
Bye, Crow Friend.
Kitchen, Crow Friend, Potty Mouth Mama, Giggles, thank you, Tor. Thank you,
Yep,
next.
thank
Everybody who tuned in.
To the lurkers, the chatters, and the mods.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming in, and hopefully you guys get notifications next time if you didn't get it this time, but we'll be back. We should be back this time next week. If not, I'll keep you posted on my community page of when we will be going live on this channel if we're moving around from Monday. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Have a beautiful week from Lurker's Logic, and Speak Truth with Love. Take us out. She's going to sing.
Bye.
Bye, guys.